Uh, the big sword I was using earlier is the Phoenix sword, I think.
Phoenix sword.
If you want to pull that one up.
Whisper Phoenix sword. Okay. This is an old story. A beautiful bird with brightly shining feathers lived silently and carefully in the depths of a forest. One day, a child abandoned as a burden wandered into the depths of the forest. The bird took pity on the starved and sunken child and pecked off one of its feathers to give to the child. The child brought it back and pleased his relatives, and he was able to live with his family again. Hearing the story, people barged into the forest one after another and told the beautiful bird of how poor, how unfortunate, and how unrewarded they were. The beautiful bird took pity on them and gave them one shining feather after another, and when it gave its last feather, the bird's beautiful body was reduced to a sorry state. However, the ugly bird did not have any regrets. The ugly bird that had lost all its feathers was freezing in the cold, and the child from before appeared in front of it. He told it that he was searching for a brightly shining and beautiful bird to repay his debts. The ugly bird was overjoyed and told the child of its desire. "That was me. Please, would you not keep me warm in your chest?" But the child merely took one glance at the ugly bird and called it a liar, killing it with a huge sword and eating the burnt bird. Afterwards, he continued his search.
Rude.
Thanks,
Well,
NieR.
Kids are assholes.
How about Faith? I have that equipped right now.
Faith. What is Faith? Is that a...
One-handed sword.
Alright. Iron pipe. Ah, here we are. Ah, this is one that actually comes from Drakengard.
Ooh.
So, which one would you like to hear first?
Let's start with Drakengard first.
Alright. So, in a faraway eastern land, there was a poet who made a living reciting songs. But he keenly felt the limits of his own skills, and so he made a pact with a ghost. With the power of the ghost inside him, he began to compose glorious and beautiful songs. His fame spread through the city, and before long, he was named the official poet to the imperial court. But one day, the ghost returned to him, and she said thus, "Your life as a genius poet is over. You shall henceforth never sing a song again." It was as the ghost said. The poet fell silent, and no more songs came from his lips. His dream gone, he plunged the sword into his breast. It still gleams with the glistering of his blood.
I see. And what is this weapon called in Drakengard?
It is called the Nobuyoshi.
Uh-huh.
Now, let's talk about the NieR version of the story.
Okay.
There was a famous singer in a city far to the east. However, he was no longer able to sing in his later years. A monk appeared by his side out of nowhere, and whispered to the singer, "You should pick up this sword. If you kill a single person, you'll be able to sing one song. If you kill two people, you will sing two songs." Oh, hang on.
A large seagoing vessel that carries freight and passengers over bodies of water. You have taught me much, Khalil. You have helped to expand my vocabulary. You have instructed me in the ways of the outside world. Because we are friends.
Oh, good job, BB.
They're gonna have a great road trip.
Alright, anyway, this is just going back and getting the thing fixed, right?
Yeah, so you can
Okay.
continue with your story.
Alright, so anyway. So like I said, if you kill 2 people, you will sing 2 songs. Go ahead and sing some unparalleled songs. The singer picked up the song from the monk, picked up the sword from the monk, hid in the night, and slashed at 2 bystanders. The next day, the singer could produce beautiful songs and regain fame and fortune. Afterward, the singer sang a song for each person he killed, and sang 2 for every 2 he killed. He continually attained more fame and fortune. However, his desires could no longer be suppressed. If he killed his most important person, what kind of marvelous song would be produced? And so, the singer killed his wife and sang a song. He killed several of his children and sang multiple songs. He killed everyone in his family and sang and sang and sang. He killed so many people on the streets that he could not sing fast enough. He killed and killed and killed and killed. And in the end, he sang nothing as he killed himself. All that was left was a blood-stained sword.
I did not think that was gonna go, or this was where that was going, but okay.
Bards are dicks.
Look, all you're saying is... So what you're saying is that all I have to do is kill my family and I get to sing the greatest song ever? Hell yeah!
Sign me up!
I mean, it seems like a pretty good deal if you don't like your family that much.
Right, let's try the Blade of Treachery. I'm kind of curious about that one.
Ooh, the Blade of Treachery. That one sounds fun.
It does!
Okay. The Blade of Treachery. The 2 sisters were a perfect pair of walking mannequins. In no way could you tell they were mechanical. State-of-the-art technology gave them the gift of life, of laughter, of joy, of satisfaction. But they could not cry. They were never meant to cry. Being mere dolls, they could not feel. They could be sad, but not feel sadness. Sadness was unknowable to them, even the death of a loved one. Even as their creator succumbed to disease, they felt nothing, as if their creator had just disappeared from the face of the earth. One warm spring day, a stray cat approached and greeted them. Covered in scars, riddled with disease, and thin as a rail. They took it in and cared for it. Ah, what a fuss. Their tender care rejuvenated it, and in time it regained health. From that day on, that cat became a fixture in their daily lives. Each day it would beg for food, affection, and praise. Ah, what a fuss. Winter's cold blew into the house as it staggered in from outside. With a weak meow, the cat's strength slipped, and it fell limply to the floor. The younger shook it again and again. The elder called for it again and again. But in the end, not a single cry, not a single response came. Something in the twins, deep in their hearts, broke. And from that day on, they felt nothing at all.
What does that have to do with a sword?
Don't worry about it.
I was expecting something a little, different based off the name, but... Okay. Let's go with Beastbane.
Beastbane. Let's see. Where is Beastbane? That's my birth.
Editing Argate, please call this episode Storytime.
This is a different kind of story time. This is story time with Artix. This isn't story time with text adventures.
You got it.
Alright, Beastbane. So, once upon a time, there were 3 brothers in a kingdom. The second of the three was a mighty general leading the army. It was very violent and feared by everyone. The general loved wars. He liked seeing burning cities and rolling corpses. The general dedicated his life not to conquer, but to destroy. Soldiers trained like machines destroyed all the villages and cities and countries for the general. The general saw that and laughed, a vulgar laugh. The army marched on. They destroyed the winter country, the eastern country, the southern country indiscriminately. Obeying the absolute orders of the mighty general, for years and years they killed and killed and killed and killed and killed and killed. Eventually, the army reached a certain country. They pierced the people in the city, the armies, the princess, the prince, with their spears, and killed them. In the end, a general begged for his life while crying, but he was killed right away. The general's face seemed familiar. The soldiers tried to remember, but the general's daughter appeared, and they were absorbed in killing her, and did not think of it again.
Oh, okay.
Okay then.
I didn't get memory all the way off that run.
That's unfortunate.
I did get a mysterious switch, though.
Hey! Also broken lens, that's good, we need those.
Yeah.
Also, when BP showed up, it looked like he was wearing bunny slippers.
Alright, I currently have Beast Curse equipped.
Alright, I think this is probably going to be probably the last one we do for today.
Okay, that
There's
sounds
there's a lot of stories. We don't want to burn through all of them today.
Okay.
So, Beast Curse. This is another one of the brothers. Once upon a time, there were 3 brothers in a kingdom. The youngest of the 3 was a lazy person who slept through his days. But the youngest brother had a cheerful demeanor, so he was liked by everybody. Even when an epidemic broke out in the country, the youngest brother merely hummed to himself while lazing about the palace. But the people in the city found healing in his cheery voice, so they praised him. That person is amazing. He really is. Even when the country was involved in war, the youngest brother merely talked about things past while lazing about the palace. But the people in the city could forget the war with his anecdotes and comforted each other. This person is wonderful. Truly wonderful. One day the youngest brother was lazing in the palace yet again. But today he could not hear the voices of the people in the city. While lazing about, the youngest brother continued thinking, idly, why? 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 But eventually he became sleepy. In a country where everyone had died from sickness and war, only snores resounded through the palace today. This is a happy kingdom. A happy kingdom. A happy kingdom.
Okay.
Well then.
Man, is this what bedtime stories are like in this world?
I don't know why I think I think that's kind of a cute thought.
Now sit down, sweetie, and let me tell you about the eldest son of the emperor who killed everyone in the palace.
Can we hear about the one with the twins and the cats again?
But sweetie, I already read you that story. The cat dies.
But it's my favorite. Tell me the one about the iron pipe.
I can do that. There is an iron pipe.
Yeah, but
It
we don't
has a
actually
weapon.
have the iron pipe yet. So maybe we should hold off on that one until we actually get the pipe.
I was referencing the one from NieR Automata, and I wasn't expecting you to actually tell me because that just tells you the plot of NieR.
Well, anyway, if that's it for story time, should we call it here then?
Did we get all of the garbage that we need?
Not even close.
Of course not. Let's take a quick look at our side quest to see how much more garbage we need.
Okay, well, I need 7 broken lenses and 5 switches.
Okay, that's not too bad.
10 dented metal boards. 1 more memory alloy and 8 titanium alloys. And I think that's it.
That's it for now, it looks like. Alright.